What's up, music lovers, equipment junkies, and gearheads? Today's gonna be a good one, guys. I've really been looking forward to making this video. This video is gonna be all about GR, Northern Brass Mouthpieces, and we've got, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 special guests by GR here today. We're gonna talk about everything, all this and more, coming up.
Put a spell on you. Put a spell on you. Put a spell on you.
Hey everybody, Jordan here from LearnLeadTrumpet.com. Let's just jump right into it. So GR mouthpieces have been around for a few years. They are no new kid on the block. However, what I really want to talk about is the Northern Brass line of mouthpieces that GR manufactures. So these Northern Brass mouthpieces are really made for lead players, right? Kind of like yours truly a little bit. They're made for lead players. They are lead mouthpieces. They specialize in efficiency, and they are very acoustically sound. Let me actually read something in the words of what the website says here. It says that Northern Brass mouthpieces are known for their solid upper register, but not at the expense of producing a good sound in the low and middle registers. Pointed articulations and acrobatic flexibility make the Northern Brass line some of the most versatile mouthpieces available. And I would actually have to agree with that. As I have tried these mouthpieces for the last about 3 weeks now, I found that literally every little statement that I said right there is true, right? And if there was anything that wasn't quite lining up, I would let you know. But honestly, I mean, let's just look at it here. Solid upper register, yeah. You know, it's got that, of course, but not at the expense of producing a good sound in the low and middle registers. Big lower registers still, so it really doesn't lack lower down like other lead mouthpieces do. And this was really really refreshing to me, because I normally can't play lead mouthpieces very well, right? And they certainly don't help me throughout the entire range of the instrument, but I think you'll see that. So pointed articulations, I noticed that as well. I can really be accurate with these mouthpieces. It's weird. I mean, it feels really nice on your lips. Like it actually almost feels silky. It's a very smooth feel, and yet you can still get a pointed articulation. Acrobatic flexibility. Yeah, I have noticed that I'm able to go way up from the high register down to the low, and I can skip around or play wherever I need to, and just playing lip slurs and flexibility exercises is quite easy. But that said, those exercises are there to serve the music, right? And I can say that the music is just all the more easy because of it. It also lastly says that Northern Brass are some of the most versatile mouthpieces available. And you know what? That's really what I've sort of been looking for. I've been looking for something not just that can produce a very good, and I'll even say a bright sound in the upper register, but I've wanted something that could, render me able to play throughout the entire range of the horn. So, these mouthpieces are certainly able to do that if you're looking not just for a sole lead piece, but something that can actually help you play throughout the entire range and register. I think that you should just give it a whirl. So the first thing that I was really taken back by in the GR website would really just have to be the fact that it seems like there's just I don't know, an amazing amount of mathematical precision going on, right? If you click on the GR School tab and go to the parameters page, actually, you know what? I'll just bring it up for you on the screen here. You can see this diagram here, and it's like, holy cow. You know, I failed algebra in high school. I really did. But even I can tell that, I mean, it just really looks like these guys have done their homework and that they have a system. They've done their homework. And I can feel that, right? I can't necessarily explain it to you. I'm a player, I'm not a mathematician, but I'm just saying that I'm quite impressed by these diagrams here. It says, if you scroll up a little bit, that GR is the only manufacturer who defines and assigns a numerical value to mouthpiece parameters. Now we'll talk a little bit more about that later, but let's go back to the Northern Brass line. Northern Brass mouthpieces are mathematically and acoustically designed. They're built for high efficiency and commercial / crossover playing. You know, that's kind of their function. But really what I want to emphasize or point out, because this really stuck out to me, is that they're acoustically designed, right? This is so incredibly important. As far as I know, there are only 2 mouthpiece manufacturers that design their mouthpieces acoustically, or based on acoustics rather than air and airflow. And this is such a giant leap forward in the industry. The 2 manufacturers that I know of that do this are Stomvy and and GR. And the reason why that's so important is this. Just think about it. In the past, trumpets and mouthpieces were all built based on the airflow, right? This is an okay thought. I mean, it got us this far. I mean, the old way of thinking about it really was, you know, you fill the horn up with air and you're shooting air out the bell as fast as you can, right? But that's not necessarily true. Air, we all think that it takes only a millisecond for the air to get through the horn. We all say that, oh yeah, you gotta push the air through the horn really fast and the air spins through the horn super, super fast. Look, it takes, honestly, about 5 seconds for air to get from the mouthpiece all the way through the tubing into the bell of the horn. It has been proven that you don't actually need air to make a sound on a trumpet, right? I mean, I'm not saying that we can't talk about it because it got us this far, right? It certainly is a good way to think about it, even if it's not scientifically accurate. However, acoustics, the acoustics of the sound wave, is actually what is making the sound on a trumpet. And this actually might come across as a bit of a shocker for some of you that are just thinking about this information for the first time, but think of it in this way. We have to think about the acoustics of sound rather than the airflow, because these 2 things are so very different, so extremely different, and they act in different ways. So I said that it takes about 5 seconds for the air to get from the mouthpiece to the bell, right? As far as the sound wave, it's instant. It's so fast. I mean, the air is hardly to the receiver before the sound wave is actually all the way through, right? Because air is just the mechanism we use to actually get the air column between our lips to actually start vibrating, right? So really, to play the trumpet, the sound starts at your lips, right? The trumpet is only projecting what is happening around your lips and at the initial point of sound, right? Because when we make that sound, and you don't have to do that to actually play the trumpet, that is the trumpet sound, right? And then with the mouthpiece, it's amplified just a little bit with the mouthpiece, and then you stick it in the trumpet, and all of a sudden, voila, you have an actual amplified sound. So really, you have to redefine your thinking in that this is an amplifier, right? This, around this region with your lips, and right in here, that's where the magic actually happens. That's where the sound starts, right? In short, all I'm really trying to say in that mini rant right there is that GR is cutting edge in the fact that they're basing their equipment off of acoustically designed mechanisms rather than just airflow or, air dynamics, if you will. I personally believe that this is probably one of the biggest reasons why their mouthpieces are working so well for so many people and why they're working so well for me. So let's talk specifically about the 4 mouthpieces that I actually have here with me today, right? And what all of those little numbers and stars mean on the mouthpieces, right? So this is the 366 4-star, right? This is actually the mouthpiece that I used in the Trumpet Gains Gonna Fly Now challenge, right? There's a little inner view of it. But let's actually roll a clip of that challenge so you can see, how I was playing on this, the 366 4-star mouthpiece. Yeah, the 366 4-star. So what do those numbers mean anyway? Right? 366 and then there's 4 stars at the end. So the 3 actually is referring to the rim, right? So a 3 rim has a more rounded feel. Now both rim types are very, very comfortable, let me assure you. And I could feel that no matter which one I'm playing. But the 3 rim is actually the one that is, really riding comfortable. So it's a smoother, more rounded feel, right? Then you have the 6/6 part of the mouthpiece, and that is actually the cup diameter, right? So the 6/6 means that your diameter is 0.660. So in other words, it's a very wide diameter. I keep doing that. It's a very wide diameter, right? If you want something narrower, you might get, a 0.630. So that would be, the number here would be a 6.3 instead of a 6.6. You might get a 6.4 or 6.5, but I have a 6.6, right? Because I want something that's closest to a 3C, to a Bach 3C. So then the last number that we have is the 4 stars, right? It's not a number, it's 4 stars. And what that actually refers to is the cup depth. So 3 stars is the shallowest, then 4 stars is a little bit, medium shallow, if you will. But then 5 stars is slightly deeper. So I don't know if I would say that it's a deep cup, but it's the deepest, right? Take all of that with the thought in the back of your head that all of these are lead style mouthpieces. These are all, more on the smaller end of things. So now here we have the 366 3-star mouthpiece, right? So there's only one difference, huh? And that difference is actually going to be the stars or the cup depth. So let's just go over this mouthpiece as if we were, studying for a test. So the 3 is the rounded rim. The rim has a more rounded feel. And then the 6/6 is the wider diameter. And then the 3-star means that it's the shallowest cup, right? So that's what this one is. Let's go right on to the 466 GP. 466 GP 3-star, right? The 466 GP 3-star. This is a weird one, so listen up. This one's a little bit different. So the 4, right? The 4 refers to the rim, and this rim has a wider, flatter feel, right? So it has a little bit more bite to it. Basically, you can articulate a little bit better. I prefer this rim over the other one because they're both comfortable, so I would rather go with the more the one with a little bit more bite, because I mean, as well as I can make the 3 rim work, it's just so comfortable that I actually eventually bottom out on it, because it's just like the edges of my chops are hitting. But I'm a weird case. I'm the guy with the lips that go way into the mouthpiece, right? Like most people, these mouthpieces are all going to work for so that you're not bottoming out, right? I'm just saying, for me, if you're a weird guy like me, then you might have to try something else if you put tons and tons of lip into the mouthpiece. But anyway, the 6.6, you can probably remember that means it's the widest diameter, right? But then we have a GP. What the heck is a GP? What does that mean? The cup is a number 4 rim. And what is a number 4 rim? Well, a number 4 rim, it's not as wide overall, right, as the GRE rim, but it's slightly wider than the standard rim, and that's really it right there. It's just a little bit wider than the standard rim. So then we have the 3-star, and do you remember what that means? Oh, I do, Mr. Hoffman. Yeah, the 3-star is just that it's the shallowest cup depth, right? And last but not least, we have the 4.66 4-star, right? The 4.66 4-star. And I'll actually record a little something for you right now, so that you can see this one in action. So, roll clip. You probably have a pretty good handle on the specs by now, but I'll still just go over this last mouthpiece. The 4 is that it's a wider, flatter rim, right? The 6.6 means that it is the widest cup diameter, and the 4-star means that it is the deepest, right, that you can get in this sort of lineup of mouthpiece. There is a 5-star, but that goes to other mouthpieces, right? So I can say that this is, really, this one, how do I say it? I love this mouthpiece. I really, really do. Like, it is so close to being like the perfect mouthpiece for me. And I actually think that this could be the perfect mouthpiece for many, many people. It's just that Jordan's got this weird thing that I was saying earlier, right, where I put a ton of lip into the mouthpiece. So if I could do something to this, I would do one thing. I would dig out the cup just a teensy bit, deeper, right? I feel like if I had a mouthpiece that was this, just like a millimeter deeper, or maybe 2 millimeters deeper, it would be like literally the perfect mouthpiece for me. I'm actually kind of interested in trying the more standard line of GR 3M mouthpiece, because that's sort of a 3C equivalent, right? A Bach 3C equivalent is the 3M mouthpiece. So I might actually do that one of these days. In the meantime, I just have to say this. I mean, it's like the Northern Brass mouthpieces are going to work for most people most of the time, and they're not just going to work. They're probably the best mouthpieces in the market as far as lead playing is concerned. I really do believe that. I feel like within the scope of 95% of people, or just your general trumpet player who wants to play lead that doesn't have any weird, huge fat lips or really skinny thin lips. Actually, the fat lip guys, this might work very well for, considering that they are small, shallow mouthpieces. I just think that the weird case is the guys who have really thin lips and put a lot of lip into the mouthpiece. That is the caveat. Those are the guys who are going to have to be a little bit careful. But I'm actually going to probably debunk that question soon by trying the 3M and just seeing if that's maybe the route that us guys should take who put a lot of lip into the mouthpiece. Okay, and I'll leave you with one final thought here that I've actually just kind of been discovering as I've been researching and learning about mouthpieces and equipment and such. So it's this. You can't just replace one piece of a mouthpiece that you think needs replaced with something else and have it work to the absolute best level for you. These mouthpieces that you can have, screw top rims, they're replaceable rims that you can swap out, or, back bores that you can screw off of the cup of the mouthpiece. These mouthpieces where you can have interchangeable parts, right? It's like, okay, yeah, you can kind of get a feel for things and figure out somewhat what you want, but what I'm saying is that in the end, it's not the most efficient, way to have like a permanent sitting mouthpiece, because all of the parts of a mouthpiece have to complement each other, right? You can't just swap out, a deeper cup onto your preferred backbore and have all your problems melt away. It's more of the thing like a mouthpiece is a holistic piece of equipment. And I guess what I've been learning from GR and also Stomvy and some other people who actually seem to really know what they're talking about, they come to this same consensus, or just a consensus in general, that the mouthpiece is holistic. All of the parts complement each other, so if you change cup depth, you have to change backbore size now a little bit, or you have to change rim size a little bit. Like, you can't necessarily just change one thing. It's a total structure. It's a single unit, right? So what I'm saying is that I'm just really happy that I found GR in general and the Northern Brass line as far as lead playing is concerned, because they've already done the math. Right? They've already done the math and done all of this scientific work that, to me, as just in this field, I'm just a basic level thinker. It makes sense to me, right? But they've done all the really, really hard thinking and calculating. They've done all the math so I can just play. That's basically it, guys. So I hope you liked this video. Write comments down below if you did like it, and if you have any questions, start a discussion down there. I'm sure there will be people who have tried GR mouthpieces and Northern Brass mouthpieces before. So if you have tried them, let's hear your comments right below, and tell us in the comments section if you like it, if you don't like it, what you find good, what you find bad. But yeah, with that, I guess we'll see y'all later. Bye.